All right, imagine this. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll for a bit, and suddenly, boom, the most final-looking dummy units of Apple's upcoming iPhone Ultra, or Fold, whatever they end up calling it, just casually leak online. And these aren't the usual vague prototypes. These look finished, like this is what you're getting finished. And honestly, Apple's made some choices here that are definitely going to split opinions. Now, starting with the iPhone 18 Pro, there's not much to say. It looks almost identical to the 17 Pro. Same overall vibe, same design language. If you were hoping for something bold, yeah, this isn't that. It's the kind of upgrade where you'd struggle to tell the difference unless both phones are side by side. Safe, predictable, very Apple. But the foldable? That's where things get interesting, because Apple hasn't just made a foldable, they've tried to fix foldables. In that very classic Apple way where they look at an existing idea and go, okay, but what if we do it differently? And the biggest clue here is the buttons. So unlike something like the Huawei Pura X Max, which by the way goes for that more conventional side button layout, Apple's done something unexpected. They've moved the volume buttons to the top of the device. Yeah, the top. At first glance, that sounds like a terrible idea, like who asked for that? But then you realize this isn't a normal phone shape. It's wider, shorter, more like a mini tablet when opened. And in that mode, it actually makes a lot of sense. Your fingers naturally rest closer to the top edge, so adjusting volume there feels kind of logical. But then you fold it. Now you're back to using it like a regular phone, and suddenly those same buttons are in the most awkward position possible. If you're using one hand, you're basically doing finger gymnastics just to change the volume. So yeah, Apple may have solved one problem but created another. Then there's the power button on the side, which is expected to double as Touch ID. And that's a pretty big deal. Face ID on a foldable is tricky, so bringing back Touch ID actually feels like a really smart, practical move. Although, there's also this weird cutout on the side that looks like a 5G antenna, but it's placed exactly where you'd expect a volume rocker to be. It's super clean, almost too clean, which makes you wonder, what if that's actually some kind of touch-sensitive control? Or Apple's hiding something there? Wouldn't be the first time. But stepping back, this whole design tells you something important about Apple's priorities. They're not trying to make the best normal phone that folds. They're trying to give you a small iPad that can also become a phone. The tablet experience comes first. Everything else adapts around that, and honestly, that's a pretty bold call. Because with any two-in-one device, there's always a trade-off. You can't have perfection in both modes. Apple's just chosen which side matters more to them. The real question is, are people going to agree with that? Because this could either feel like a really smart rethink of foldables, or one of those designs that looks great on paper but gets annoying in daily use. Guess we'll find out soon enough. But I'm curious, if this is actually the final design, would you buy it? Or is that button placement already a deal breaker for you? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one.